We are back.
Welcome to the Cavalry. We are back from break. We are joined with a magnificent guest. Our guest is Jason Russell. He's one of the three. That's not
me.
us. Yes, that's you. That's Jason.
It is me.
Jason's a great guy. I have known Jason. Jason and Andrew just met. Me and Jason have known each other. I've known Jason longer than he's known me, just because every time we would meet, he would not remember me and have to reintroduce and forget who I am.
No. Mind you, you guys can't see this. Are we live on the air right now?
Yeah, I mean live in the sense
I don't know if I'd
that
say live.
we're recording. No one can call in or anything.
So we're gonna take call-ins later. So Johnny says he pretty much looks like he does now. He's got his hair underneath the hat, but he looks like a reasonable sized Jesus, beard, long hair, and he's definitely taller than me. What are you, 6'9", 7 foot?
6'5".
Sasquatch size, Andrew. Sasquatch size. You've been up against
Yeah,
him.
I know. I've seen it. Yes.
Kids, he walks in a room and kids start screaming. So he goes, when we finally became friends, he goes, I've met you like 7 times already. I'm like, what? No, I haven't. He goes, yeah. And he had to really assault my sensibility to make him understand. I've met him 7 times, and each time I didn't know him.
No.
So the second time.
Well, wait a minute. Before you go, Johnny, just real quick, Jason, you defended yourself by saying Johnny has all these amazing, one-of-a-kind characteristics. You're like, he's 7 feet tall. He looks like a Sasquatch. He scares children. You would think that would be memorable.
Oh, nope.
No.
Apparently not. Apparently not, because
you meet Sasquatches all the time. Like all Sasquatches look alike.
I live below Oklahoma. Come on. They come down here to get away from all the hunting up there. So
now, I should mention, I have to mention that a previous topic on this for our avid listeners was that when you meet someone and you've met them before, you don't say, hey, we've met. Yeah. But that doesn't include the 7th time. I was talking about, 2nd time, 3rd time. You just say, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I think we might have met, like you play like you don't know. But, I mean, me and Jason were on shows together so many times that it was ridiculous. So,
honestly, this is the thing, and I don't have an audible memory. Like if you tell me your name 2 seconds later, I'll be like, what's your name? I have a stunningly very impressive visual memory. So I don't know.
You're not.
I'm starting to wonder if Johnny is accurate. I'm starting to wonder if Johnny is accurate in his, so then I said, well, okay, so then what did you think? And tell him what I said. If I met you like the 7th time or the 5th time, what did you think about me? So tell him what you said, Johnny.
I don't know. I don't know what you're cueing me for.
Said,
I will say this.
Nobody remembers anything. This is great.
No, you said, well, I thought you were either the biggest dick or you had the worst memory in the world. And none of that computed with me because I did not remember him. I don't remember meeting him 7 times.
Well, Jason's act is very silly, very silly, light, funny, and his headshot that he had for 20 years is him being like, and so I'd always seen that at the Madison Comedy Club. So I was like, oh, I don't know who that is, but he looks like, he's one of those angry Lewis Black comics that's like mad, and that's the joke, and it's not at all his style.
Well, the idea behind that, the guy, the photographer is always like, just be loose, just do whatever, and every time I've done that, I've always gotten the wrong picture because I thought, well, I'm silly and goofy, I'll do the opposite, and that'll be funny, but didn't. I was early in my career where you have to kind of give them what you do on stage through your picture.
That is such a good point. There's no better role in life than when a photographer or a casting director or anything, if they tell you to loosen up, nothing tightens me more than when, hey, try it again, but maybe just a little more loose. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to be a statue for the rest of this now. I'm not going to move a muscle because now I'm terrified that I wasn't loose enough before.
So, gentlemen, I can't tell you how excited I am to be on the show, and I'm longtime friends with the Beaners. Love his wife. I think if Johnny and I stopped being friends, I could actually be friends with his wife. That's how cool his wife is.
I got some bad news for you because she would cut you off so fast.
Well, I know that. I know.
You would choose sides, yeah.
Listen, you
but
don't
maybe if Johnny and Aaron get divorced, then you could be friends with Aaron, because then
and we've already talked about it. We've already talked about it. I said something about when you divorce Johnny, we'll find you a new white guy. She goes, nope. When I'm done with him, I'm going black. I have the proof, Johnny. I can show you the text message. She said,
I already saw it when I was snooping through her phone late at night.
Yeah, no, she tells him that every night. It's no surprise. That's how they end each evening.
Did you see the new name?
The what?
I was just saying she'd just kind of slide it in there. Have you seen the new neighbors that moved down the block? They're black.
Maybe not in Madison though.
Now, why did you move out of LA?
Effeminate man.
I don't know. Johnny, as your listeners know, well, they can see this, right? You can see this. This is live.
I think if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. But then we also have people listening on Apple Podcasts or just regular podcasts, so audio. So we have to, consider them. And again, this is not live in the sense that no one can call and join the podcast.
Sure?
But maybe someone will. I don't know. It's never happened before. I'm just saying it hasn't happened before.
Right.
I told some people to call in, so.
Yeah, you can call some people.
You can call out. We could put you in a breakout room if you need to make some calls.
Johnny's called me during podcasts, so I think it's only fair. Johnny, do you care to bring up the story that you love for me to tell that makes you? I don't know if Johnny Beaner has ever laughed. He's giving you the signature laugh that only I think Jason can make him laugh. It's kind of like, let's see, foghorn in the fog. When he's laughing really hard, you won't hear the typical. All you will hear is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, should I tell him the story with the girl that came down?
I don't know.
To see me. Oh my God,
Johnny, your memory is worse than Jason's.
Oh, believe me, bro.
We
go through this all the time. We go through this all the time.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yes. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead and.
You sure?
Go ahead and tell the story. Jason's bringing a lot of pre-show banter. He's bringing more pre-show banter to the show than any guest has. Okay.
This is so wrong, but Johnny gets such a kick out of it, and it's absolutely a true story. Of course, I wouldn't mention her name if I remember. I love the girl as far as like she was just cool to hang out.
The odds that she is one of our avid listeners is not worrisome for you. So go ahead.
I hope not. But I'm married now, so I'm not. She can't touch me. I'm in married zone. So happily married too.
Well, you know that Fanny said that if she ever breaks up with you, she's gonna go for a Jesus-looking Sasquatch. So.
Oh, I know that. Fanny doesn't have a type. I don't know if your girls have a type, but Fanny does not have. I didn't bring a drink. I need a drink. You both are drinking. That looks pretty cool on camera.
Just suck on your action figure's penis if you get thirsty. Okay, go ahead. Tell your story.
We're gonna get to that. That's later. That's later in the podcast. So
I apologize, Andrew. I apologize for all this.
This is great. I can't wait to hear this.
I had this girl come down, and she would come down from Upper Wisconsin. I met her at a show, and we would get dinner and watch movies and do what adults do. And this one time she came down, we did our ritual and got to our thing, and I'm gonna try to say this in the most respectful way. Things just weren't like they used to be in said area. If I were to go down there, with what you're looking at now, my pie face, right? Pun intended. So So
wait, just for 1 second, don't lose your train of thought. But Johnny literally just said, "Go suck on your action figure's penis," but you're taking these pains for these euphemisms. I think we've broken through here, and you can just tell us what's going on. I don't know who you're doing this for, but go ahead.
It's for her. It's for her.
It's for her. Okay. That's good.
I have a great conscience, and after this gets done, I'll have to call you personally, Andrew. We can't air that because I said so. I'm just trying to be, I think if she heard this story, the way I'm telling it, she'd be like, yeah, maybe he was right on that one. So, area was not good, right? Just was not taken care of like it usually was. Never had the issue before. So we're talking, I don't know, a week later, and she's really like getting into me like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And I'm like, I'm trying to remain such a gentleman. Like, I'm one of those people, if the guy in the movie, if somebody says, hey, why did you pick me up? Because I was locked up and I was being threatened to have my legs pulled off. But he won't say that, right? He just won't because it makes the movie go on. I'm the guy, it's like, tell her the guy was trying to rip your legs off. So I'm trying my hardest not to tell her what she needs to hear, but she just won't let it go. And I said, okay, all right. I am going to have to tell you something. You're forcing my hand. I said, when that area was opened up, it just wasn't great. It just wasn't good the way it usually was. She's like,
you're talking about smell-wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're talking about the small of her back, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah. No, we're talking about the good area. The good area, the frontal. So I'm trying to tell her in all, nice, I'm trying not to offend her. And I'm like, it wasn't. And she's like, when she finally understood what I was saying, she's like, what are you talking about? It wasn't fresh. I go, no, it was not. Now, this is where most women would have just left it alone and probably just went, I don't know, maybe. But she was inquisitive type. She's like, well, I was on medication. I don't know. Maybe that's, which you don't want to hear ever. Then this is where Johnny loses it. She goes, and I'm not lying to you, Andrew. She goes, and it was like an hour and a half drive down. She goes, well, I did stop and take a dump. Did it smell like that? What's that?
At a gas station. What? She said at a gas station. She said she took a dump at a gas station.
Why?
Well, is that what it's?
No. And I would have been happy.
Okay.
Andrew, I would have been happy if we would have conquered the problem. Yeah. Like, yes, that's it. That's the problem. No, that wasn't. So two good options, and they weren't it.
Well.
And that's the pre-show banter, people. We hope you're not looking for the Cavalry podcast. This is the Cavalry.
You have a good friend and you tell them the story and you never know how anybody's going to react. You can't tell that story to too many people. And Johnny,
but you can tell it on a podcast.
Yeah.
No, you made me. You called me on another page. You're like, let's just call Jason. And I heard the whole thing. And ring, ring, ring. Hello, Jason, you're on a podcast right now. You got to tell the story of the. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I don't even remember this.
Of course you don't.
You know?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm surprised you remembered to do this podcast tonight.
No, he does. He has a horrible memory. He'll do something like, hey, how much do you pay for that? And he just did it 2 days ago. He'll go, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have to look at my records. I don't know. That's Johnny.
Yeah, if I don't have my records in front of me, I don't know.
Your detailed records. I like to imagine you with like a accountant's visor pulling up a big file and peering through your records.
Here we go.
Oh, there's my $40 from the. Well, that is a delightful story.
Oh, I got many more, my friend.
At a gas station.
Well, let's get into
wait. I forgot. We should do something first, and Jason, you can help us with this because we forgot to do it last week, and we'll be in trouble if we don't do it again. But we got we try. So you know what we do, Jason? We try to back each other up on like any issue where, like the previous thing, you might have needed backup on. I don't know, but like we try to back each other up on issues where you don't maybe feel the support out in the regular world, right? So we bring them here on the pod. So we have our listeners try to leave a review and what they need backup on, and then we try to help them out. So I have one here. I'm going to read it. This is from Mimi Lee, and I think I know who this is if she's listening, but I don't want to say it and then it not be her, but I'm pretty sure I know who. Anyway, I find myself tuning in each week because it's a great escape from depressing news. I don't know if this week it's going to be as good of an escape, but you know, we're off to we're just keep us. Hey guys, I need backup on this. I collect and resell vintage old towels and sheets. I sanitize them, but some friends think it's gross. Once it's clean, isn't it just like any hotel sheet towel? Thanks.
All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna say I don't think that the issue is the the grossness of washing it. It's who collects and buys old towels and sheets. Is that a big market?
Well, maybe they're like vintage, you know, so maybe there's like cool prints or something, or
like swastikas or
swastikas. That was a big craze there when people didn't know which way the war was going to go in America. They buy their kids Nazi sheets. No, I don't think it's gross. I mean, it's definitely not gross because you think every hotel you've ever been to, you know, that's not the first time.
Andrew, I can't even know. Maybe sheets, but towels.
But Jason, if you go to a hotel, you think that towel you're using is the first time it's ever been used?
No, don't worry. I was gonna walk. This is how weird I am. Johnny knows this. I love to take baths. I'm a bath person. Okay, I know. I'm a guy and I take baths. And I'll take a bath.
He bathes in comedy condos. He will bathe in comedy condos.
Yeah, no. Anybody knows comedy condos and hotels. Are you kidding me? But I don't just jump in the tub. You know, I scour it out. I will go by Comet if I'm at hotel, and same thing. You know, alcohol. I scour it out. So in my mind, okay, it's. But towels, I have no idea. Listen, if there's a human taking care of a problem or an issue or just doing their job, there's always the ability to not do their job. So what are the odds that I got a towel that didn't get everything off? So I very rarely use the towels at hotels. Never use the rags. I don't know who would go to a hotel and use a rag. So vintage.
Wait, I'm calling bullshit. What do you do in a towel? And you get out of the bath. How do you dry? You're just air drying?
I got my own towel. I bring my own towels.
You bring your own towels.
Oh yeah, that's my wife. My wife packs for me, and that's she'll put one or two, depending on the trip. Like if I'm gone for 2 weeks, she'll put 2 towels in my stuff. Because that, I don't know, for some reason, I can sit and submerge myself in strangers' urine and whatever else is dropping off their body while they're taking a shower. But somehow,
I don't think it's gross either to take a bath, because you're right. Like you can clean the tub or whatever. It's not the surface. It's not holding on. So I think you can clean the tub, but I just like the idea of you packing towels on the road.
Done this longer than 5 years, you know the ways to weave in and out of society, because we have to go into strange towns and deal with different people, and we all have our little quirks and needs. So I know that I'm going to be in anywhere taking a bath. I know that in fact I have to have I've checked into rooms and there's a stand-up shower, and I'll make an excuse and say, hey, listen, I have to have a bath. And I do have some type of a back ache every now and then, and it will help relax. But that's my which also says that I'm old, you people, because after show, it's like, oh, I just want to get back and take a bath.
Well, I'm backing it up for another reason. This is good if you can, restore, recycle towels and sheets. If there is a market for it, good for the environment, right? It's environmentally friendly. So I think it's good. I would use, the only question I have is like the best thing about towels and sheets. Like what the fancier hotel you go to, the like softer the sheets and the towels are, right? Like the higher the thread count or whatever. But once you use, like, if you have like Jason, you have probably some old towels and you're taking them on the road with you all the time. The more you use them, the rougher they get, right? So I just wonder how soft you can keep these vintage towels. That'd be my only quibble, but I'm backing it up because they took the time to leave a review and
soft.
I'm not gonna mess with fire here.
Yeah.
Soft towels are the worst. And if you just hit on it.
No.
Hard towels.
What
are you talking about?
Well, no. Come on. You got to understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about. I don't need sandpaper for towels, but there's a difference in soft towels and towels that have. I can't explain it. It's just a harder. It absorbs more. The soft towels seem to only.
I get what you're saying.
They kind of get cold as you're drying off. With the other towels, they absorb your wetness, and it kind of is like more rough against your skin, but not. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm explaining it, but there's such a thing as.
I know what you mean. Like Jason's basically saying that he likes towels that have cleaned his ass so much that there's like dried shit that hardens, and that like scrubs the just the.
Oh, Andrew, can we please get to the pictures behind me? Because Jesus help me here.
All right. Well. Remember to leave a 5-star review and a comment when you need Vagabond, because boy, that person probably feels really supported right now. Let's talk about the pictures behind you, Johnny and Jason. Why don't you guys describe, or Jason just do it, because remember, there's people listening and not watching this. So describe some of the pictures you have behind you.
The one we'll start with. Johnny, and you see me in a.
We know it's going to be a long story. Let's get comfy. We're going to begin with. Yeah,
I like someone listening, going like, "Jesus, how many fucking pictures does he have?" It's just a collage.
There's three. There's three listeners.
Like from summer camp. No, there's 3 pictures we're going to go through here. Go ahead, Jason.
All right. So one, you see, John. I've got a birthday hat on. And I'm right next to a white, naked, pasty ass. And you'd be like, what could that be? Why would you be taking that picture? That's a risque picture. Well, that was number 2 video that Johnny came up with that we should do, where he had the idea that and now mind you, he has a brother who's quite successful in LA. He's been in theater released movies, famous sitcoms. He's an actor. He knows about commitment. He said no to this particular video. Jason, dumbass, says yes. Basically, the idea is that there'd be a guy that has had a relationship with a butt.
Is there?
And the beginning
is there an online? I'll let me tell the story. It's my script, you asshole. So, is it online, Jason? Is it online anywhere? It's called The Breakup. It starts on Jason's face. Someone had to do this, and Jason will do anything for a laugh, which is why I love him. So it's just Jason, and he's like, listen, it's not working. It's not you. And they do this in movies all the time. It's like, he's talking to the mirror. He's not talking to a girl, whatever. And it slowly turns and pans, and he's talking to my bare ass. And then my ass just like farts in his face, and he's like, no, let me don't interrupt me. Let me finish. So he breaks up with an ass, and then it plays, what's the song? I don't know what the song is. And there's like a montage of all these photos of like him doing things with my ass.
That's the one picture.
Well, wait. I just have at least one question here. For the writer and the star.
Yes, I'd love
this production. It's just that Jason was pretty accurately telling us what the video is about, and Johnny's like, wait. I wrote the script. Let me explain the subtleties here. The butt farted in his face in reply to him breaking up. Okay? Pick up on the nuance, for God's sake.
There it is. There's the honker.
So
I love you, Andrew. I love you.
No, because he
left out some
he
crucial.
said, okay, so if the guy's breaking up with his butt, you have to
understand where the characters are coming from. You have to know that the butt was in Vietnam, okay? It was having flashbacks.
It was very funny. It was very funny, but first experience at my first video I ever did with him was called Jesus and the Black Guy. And I want to tell a little story before, either beginning or after this is done. But that and two entailed nakedness. And we're in a dingy, disgusting condo in Ohio. And then this was the second idea. And I'm like, oh my God, Johnny, is there anything we can do where we keep our clothes on? So we're in his house, in his kitchen. And I'm telling you right now, Johnny, I don't know if you know that. I'm sure you did know that. If his beautiful, wonderful, sarcastic, funny as hell wife would not have been in that house, the breakup would have never been filmed. Ever. Because you know how outtakes and bloopers work? Well, okay, you got Johnny, we're both comics, and he's standing in his room naked, and we're trying to do the first scene, and he starts laughing. Well, scene's over. Now I'm just staring at an ass. We got to do this again. So
that's true.
His wife, thank God, was in the vicinity, and she was like, "Listen, you guys need to stop laughing." So she kind of made it.
Right.
The one that Jesus and the Black Guy, you should link these after this because they are funny.
I don't even know if they're online. These are like 20-year-old videos. I've matured significantly since these.
No, that's a lie because you did one in LA, and of course you both are butt naked. See, look at it. Well, he doesn't even remember that.
He doesn't remember.
Who's butt naked? I did one in LA where I was naked.
Yes,
why do you sound so shocked?
Guy gets killed and you go to heaven.
Oh yeah, that was Lawrence. Yeah, that was Lawrence. Yeah, that was on a set. We were at a set. We rented a studio and we were butt naked. We had socks on our penises. That one I think is online somewhere. And that was.
I had a sock. Listen, Andrew. The Jesus and the Black Guy was the same exact way. The last scene, I'm reading him a story and he's in bed, and this is in this horrible condo, like just a disgusting place to live as a human being. And I'm in his room, and the whole joke was I'd get up and pat him, and I don't have any pants, and I got a sock on my dick. And we go to shoot the scene. What does Johnny do? I run out of the room, Andrew. I'm like, Johnny, I will not do 9 takes of this. Either you get through the second take or we're done. I've got a sock on my dick. Yeah.
All the potential of Jesus and a Black Guy, all the religious and racial implications. But no, it was just another one where you're talking to balls or an ass.
Yeah, it's a real misdirect because it has nothing to do with Jesus or the fact that Jason's black.
All right, so let's get to the
like
second.
How you're taking this high ground, like I'm this, hey, I'm not the one that clicked into the podcast with a picture of a ball sack and dick and.
Well, we haven't gotten to that
fleshlight.
picture yet.
Wait.
Don't jump ahead. Pictures.
Don't be a pod killer. Listen. So the second picture, so Johnny and I are typical men, and we're grown children, as I'm sure you are, Andrew. We get to make people laugh, but one of the best things about being a comedian that I think is becoming friends with a comedian, and there's no limit to what you can do. You're a comic. He knows I'm a comic. You're a comic. So I've started this thing with, I look for pictures and I try. Anyways, this picture, he's doing something on stage. I found this on his Facebook where he looks like he's, about to eat a banana, but very into it. I thought, well, how funny would it be if I put a big schlong right there? So it's perfect. So that's the number 2 picture. You guys, if you're listening to this, you're gonna have to tune in because it is beautiful. And then the second picture is, if anybody knows me, it's my balls. It's my balls. Just my balls. Andrew needed to be.
There's no story. There's no story for that third picture, by the way. And then we have my balls. So what's the first issue you guys want me to talk about?
There's a little story behind that. So I'm on the road with my wife, about 3 months of living with her. We're 9 months long distance, 3 months. She comes on the road to Indy with me. And anybody who's worked with me knows that sooner or later throughout the week, you're going to see my balls. And the way I set it up, I was like, hey, do you, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to tell you how I set it up.
No,
but
don't
always
give away the secrets.
I always get guys to look at it. And guys, for the girls out there listening, guys don't ever want to see any other man's sack. It's just not anything we ever want to see. Everybody reacts the same. So it's a joke with me. And I will say this, a comic from Minneapolis, if you know who you are, we worked together in Nebraska. And in 3 days, he looked at my phone 12 times. Come on. he wanted to look around 6 and 7. So that beautiful picture there. There was a lot of guys that worked at this particular club. It was the beginning of the night. We had 3 shows. I didn't want to do it all, and I just wanted to get it all. So I call the guys over in one huddle, right? Security. There's like 4 waiters, 5 security guards. I'm like, hey, guys, I want to show you something. And it was just going to be beautiful. I was going to show all these guys at one time. Never did this before. Right when I whip the photo out and say my thing and then make them look at it, this waitress walks over. She looks at, she goes, "Oh, those look like old man balls," and walks off. And every guy exploded with laughter, ran away like they were on Def Jam, Comedy Jam audience. She totally just killed it. She got a bigger laugh. And then all night for like 7 hours, she would walk past my wife and I and just say that she'd say something different, but referring to my, she like one time she walked by, she'd go turkey neck and just keep walking. So we're on the way back to the hotel. Now, mind you, 9 months, a long distance, only 2 or 3 months living together. So I know my wife, but I don't really know her, right? So she says this, she goes, "Can I talk to you about something?" And I'm like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? She goes, well, it's about that picture you show. Now, as a comedian, you go, wow, here we go. You met me at a comedy club. You're just one of those women like, I just want to laugh. I want a funny guy. And now you're going to tell me to stop showing the picture of my balls? This is what my wife said.
That's
she
a big.
goes,
That's a bit of a leap, though. I mean, pretty reasonable, actually. You're like, wait a minute. You met me. I was on stage professionally telling jokes at a comedy club. How dare you ask me to no longer expose myself to people who I've known for 5 minutes? That is, well, how dare you? I am an artist.
That's just rude. It's rude. It's in a comedian's book. If I would have had the book with me, I would have turned to the page. So she goes, I go, in my mind, I'm going, oh, wow, okay, here we go. She's going to tell me to stop showing the pictures. She goes, well, can you take a picture of when they're tighter? Well, I pulled the car over, Andrew, got out of the car. I'm telling you, I did all this. Pulled her out of the car, and I hugged her, and I said, I swear to God, if you would marry me tomorrow, I would marry you. I'd marry you right now. She goes, why? What are you talking about? Why are you acting? I go, because I thought you were going to tell me to stop showing him. She goes, oh, no. She goes, I love watching the people's reaction. I just know they're not that saggy. That's my wife. A round of applause to my wife.
She's like, it reflects poorly on me when you show your balls to people and they're not as tight as I
Right.
Yeah, I
don't want people to think my man has old man balls.
Right.
That picture was taken when I got out of the shower one night. I was at a hotel, and that's what we do as comics.
That was your problem. That's why you take baths. It tightens up the ball sack.
I have to say,
elongates.
I think this podcast might up our YouTube viewer count as far as people are going to be like, what in the fuck? I have to see what the hell they're talking about.
Somehow it'll actually lower our. It might be impossible, but it might lower the views.
All of our numbers dropped to 0 at the 30.
You're gonna get a call from YouTube. You're gonna get a call. You're like, you know what we are. We're right. We're YouTube. You've seen all the shit, and we actually have to take you off. We have to cancel.
That is funny because when you upload these videos, there's every time they ask you, "Is this made for children?"
Right.
And I'm gonna be really careful to mark no.
Yeah. All right. So just for the sake of time. Also, he has a fire extinguisher and a fleshlight. Okay, so should we get to the topic?
What are you talking about? What are you
boy.
talking about? I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I should start this off. Don't you guys?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Okay.
What's your first thing you need backup on?
Johnny probably knows one of these. This is a great this Johnny and I have actually, fooled around and thought and said it, but
we've discussed this to clear it up. Me and Jason have
we've discussed having a
around.
podcast. We've discussed having a podcast because I think at times Johnny and I don't know why we're friends. He's a Trumper, I'm not. Kidding, it was a joke. It was a joke.
And he brought the props.
Wait a minute. The first time you busted that out, I did not know what it was, and then I like got confused and thought there was like a feedback or something. So I'm so glad that was actually a novelty horn and not some technical
Okay,
problem.
listen.
All right,
Listen.
yes. Please feel free to use that
so-
as much as you. It makes me laugh.
So he if Johnny says night, I inevitably will say day. There's so many things that Johnny and I do not agree upon. Like we know right now, if he'll get, hey, did you see Wonder Woman 84? And if he'll know one way if he's gonna like it or if he's gonna hate it. If I say I liked it, he knows he's gonna hate it. If he said he liked it, I know I'm gonna hate it. Actually, we both agreed on Wonder Woman 84, but
So that
So this
totally
is one
disproves your point, but go on.
What a great example.
You couldn't have think of
used.
any other example than the one that is the exception to the rule.
no, it's not an exception to the rule. There's no way. Okay,
You just-
so this is one. This is one that Johnny and I go, and my mind hurts when I think about why he's okay with this and anybody like him. So I have to sit outside of the movie theater in the beginning of the movie, because of the 3 hours of trailers. So Andrew, this is my thing. He's heard this many times. So I'm very much a little kid, which I think all three of us are. Anybody that's a comedian has to have a little kid inside of them that won't grow up, and So this world is crazy, and I like to escape. I use taking a bath, music. I love music. I'm a huge fan of music, but I'm even more of a fan of movies, right? So I want to know everything about the movie when I sit down. From when that first scene pops on the screen, I get excited because it's like, okay, for this hour and a half or 2 hours of Scorsese film, 4 or 5 hours, I don't know where I'm going. I'm going into a different world, and I fully surrender myself to that. So why would I want to see Brad Pitt have a gun in a movie, or I don't know, somebody else? I know, then I'll know the temperature of the movie. I'll know where, okay, there's a gun in the movie. I didn't want to know that, but now so I will stand outside of the movie theater, and my wife has to text me when to come in. So much so, go ahead.
Oh no, I just want to clarify. So you're saying because if you see the trailers for these other movies, that when you eventually see them, you'll know too much, and you like to go in fresh. You like to go in with no idea what's about to take place, and then you can have like a complete open experience to the movie. Is that
absolutely? I want to be surprised, and he'll always go, well, how do you know what to see? And I go, because I can
And I
look
sound
at a
like an
movie.
idiot like that too. I sound like a
how do you even know what the movie's gonna play? Yeah, that's a good Johnny impression. I'm working on that.
spot on.
I don't know.
Gleep, gleep, you rang. That's what Jason always says. I sound like gleep, gleep, you rang.
I do that because he's so damn tall. He's just a big lurchy looking. Anyways, so I want to know, and my mind doesn't even understand people that, and I'm serious. This is like a itch in my side. Like if I get caught watching, okay, let's say the movie that's going to be released tomorrow, Eddie Murphy. I don't want to see nothing about it, and I've accidentally watched like a second of it because a commercial will pop up, and I'm like, shoot. And
yeah, it's
hard.
hard.
I want to.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid the trailers now, especially on your phone and stuff. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, but him and many other people they can't wait to get to the theater to watch the trailers. And maybe when you were younger, or they showed less, but now you can tell how insecure the studio to me is about the movie, because 2 minutes later you're still watching we've all seen those. I remember there was one for the Terminator. It had 2 scenes and that was it. And then it went to the T2 or whatever, and you're like, holy I gotta see that. Oh my God. That's to me how you should. So that's my so Andrew, I know I'm not gonna change his mind. So Andrew.
Well, okay. I am going to try and back you up because I am also you're right. Most of society likes trailers. I think you will get some I think you'll probably get some people agree with you that there's too many. At least when we were still going to the movies, there's too many trailers before a movie starts.
Oh,
they try to, and the worst is when they try to jam in trailers that are not like-minded to the movie you're about to see. So, like, if you're going to see, like, you know, I don't know what, like Terms of Endearment or some, and then there, you know, it's Transformers 6 trailer. It's like, who is this? Who are you trying to catch with it? You know, you got to line them up to be somewhat similar. But what I would say is I admire your commitment to literally sit outside the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he used to.
I
he
imagine
used to-
you.
I've
on
been
one
in
of
movies
those-
with him when he'll go. He'll sit next to me doing that.
That's even better.
Close his eyes.
But
plug
I
his
like to
ears.
imagine you on one of those sad movie theater lobby benches that nobody ever uses, and you're just sitting out there with your popcorn and soda by yourself, and everyone's like, "What's that? What's that dude doing?
man?
Why is he just hanging out?"
Wait. I'll try to find. That is exactly what I do. I will go out, and I've even sent him some pictures of me sitting down, and he'll go, "What is that?" And I go, "That's me sitting outside the movie theater, waiting to see the movie," because I refuse to watch the previews.
You're just sitting on a bench in a movie theater lobby, showing strangers your balls,
Right.
until it's time to go in.
Hey, you want to see my boys?
There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta reach out.
See, but here's the thing. You have to tell him what an extreme, because he's painting this innocent picture where Jason goes overboard as far as not wanting to know anything. He'll be like, "Yeah, did you see that movie? We're gonna see it." I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you gotta make sure you pay attention." God damn it, Fanny, we're not seeing the movie. Johnny said pay attention. I know something important's gonna happen. Thanks. We're not talking for a month. It's like, whoa.
No. He is Andrew. He is absolutely right. I will even go as far as this. This is how painful my family. It's a stickler for me. We will have seen a movie, right? Let's say 6 months ago, and it's so good that I want to forget about it so I can watch it again.
Just pretend it's Johnny.
Yeah, just pretend.
My poor wife will say something about it, unbeknownst to her, that I'm trying to forget about it, and I'll be like, "Oh, thanks. I now I don't want to see that." She goes, "We saw it already." I know, but I was trying to remember it. I was trying to forget it so we could watch it again. And she just walks off crying because she's married to me.
That one's tough. I don't know if I can back you up on that. That's
there you
insane.
go. This was one of my photos I sent to him. I'm saying.
Again, audio listeners, this is a picture of him sitting by himself on a bench in a theater waiting for the movie.
Yeah.
Jason has called me in an angry rant, swearing he's going to boycott whatever grocery store you were at because on the cover of People magazine they showed Captain America's new uniform, or whatever his new uniform is on the cover. It's like, don't they know some people haven't seen the movie yet?
No. Okay. Andrew, what about this one? You tell me, Johnny, if I can sway your mind. Do you guys know the one where they're British agents, something King in the title? There's a third one going to be coming out.
The Kingsman.
Kingsman. Okay. Without trying to, don't ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen, because they're great movies. Very, very well written. But the something happened in the first one that you're like,
we can say what it is. It's been out a while.
Okay, well, something happened in the first one. One of the integral characters was shot in the face, and you're like, well, he's dead. Then you click on the poster for the second one. Well, guess who's standing there with an eye patch on? That's stupid. What is the whole point of that? You're like, hey, we killed that guy. And you're like, son of a, why did you kill him? And then you get to find it out in the poster. That's your big reveal.
I mean,
why put him on there?
I don't remember the movie. I think I saw the first one. I'm not sure I saw the second one, but I like to hear like it's well written because they brought a dead guy back to life, and they're like, hey, we can explain this. Put an eye patch on him. That always cures a gunshot through the eye. Patch it up. He's fine.
Well, that's the beauty of movies. Is anything anything can happen in movies. So that's
true.
so did I convince you,
but
Andrew? Did I convince you?
Well, almost. I like it. I love any sort of commitment to a weird mental disorder like this. So I will
think
say
you had convinced him, but then you kept talking, and he was like,
right.
I'm going to
No,
get off
the one
this
that you
train.
lost me on was that when the movies you've already seen, and someone's trying to talk to you about a movie you've seen, and you're like, "Wait, shut up! I want to watch that again someday." That is pretty out there. But the Johnny brought up a good thing because it's like, I am kind of curious. Do you read anything like? Because you have to know, like, okay, for the movie you were talking, I don't even want to. I'm scared of you now because I don't want to say it. But the movie you mentioned it, so I feel like I can mention what you mentioned, and the Eddie Murphy movie that is coming out imminently. I mean, what do you know about it? Like, you know what it is, right? You know.
I don't have to know, but this is the thing with an iconic movie like that. That was such a, I'm not gonna say legendary, but it was an iconic. It was part of that era, that culture. I did not know. A comedian had to tell me that Eddie Murphy was the old Jewish guy. I'm going, oh, he wasn't. And sure enough, he. So I mean, it was very well done. What do you need to know about the movie? You just that's a movie. You go, well, I've got to watch that regardless. If you,
I know,
have
but
to go to
you
the
know
movie.
that
That's
it's
a sequel. That's a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so it's not like
you
don't even it's not like you're like there's untitled Eddie Murphy project coming out tomorrow and you're just gonna sit there and be blown away like, oh my god, they did a sequel to. And again, I'm afraid to say it because I don't know how far this goes.
No.
Can he say the title?
Can I say the title?
Thanks for ruining it for me, guys. I didn't even know the title of the movie.
I didn't know where he was coming to.
Great. Now I know as he comes to America. Great.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It truly is. The way I can better explain it is truly, it's like I am very much, and I'm not joking, I'm very much a little kid, and I'm living in this mean, ugly world, and I get to escape into these worlds for an hour and 20 minutes. And I swear to you, I know it sounds hokey and hallmarky and everything, but I'm honest to God, in this, especially in this past year, movies have been my savior. Like, kids and everybody go to bed. We have a huge TV. I sit down and I watch movies, or I watch
Schindler's List on, and it just brings him right back up.
Don't tell me what happens.
Thanks. Yeah, he told me the ending to the Titanic one time, and we didn't talk for a year. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, mind you, the movie had been out for 2 decades at the time.
Yeah.
It's true.
And you must have had a stinking suspicion what was going to happen in the Titanic.
Careful, Andrew. Careful. He's trying to forget it. He wants to watch it again.
Listen, Johnny actually did mess up, and I know he doesn't remember this, but I was going to watch, because he likes movies too. He that's one thing, but it's so sad because we very rarely agree on a movie. Again, he says he didn't like it. I know I'll probably like it. If I say I liked it, he'll probably say, I won't like it. And that's usually, every now and then we'll agree on a movie. But do you remember what you did on Spider-Man, the Spideyverse? Do you remember what happened?
Of course not.
Yeah, Jesus. You're worse than us. My son's okay. I can't say that on the air. I
don't remember talking about a movie. You didn't remember fucking me 7 times. Don't say I'm worse than you.
Oh my god! I don't believe we met 7 times. There's no way.
What about reviews? Will you check the reviews before a movie?
Hang on.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I won't. Because to me, reviews, the only place you read reviews is for hotels and maybe restaurants. Reviews on a movie, That's like talking to 10 people after a show. Maybe 4 are gonna go, Jason wasn't that funny. The other 5
I do agree with that.
So the movies. Oh my god! Hang on, Fanny. He finally agrees with me on something. So I'm about to go see the movie, right? He's joking around with me. And I know what he did. Believe me, he always does this. I'll say I'm going to a movie, and he'll go, "Hey, all right, man." Just he'll say something not like, he'll say it like, "Hey, yeah, it sucks that guy died at the end." And I panic I'm like, "Oh no, he's screwing around." Well, Johnny, I think, did that one night, and he goes, yeah, Spider-Man dies in this one. And I'm sitting in the movie, and Spider-Man dies. And I'm like,
now,
what the?
Yeah, now tell me this.
I was so
did you
livid
think,
at him.
did you believe me when I said it? No, you didn't. You're like,
No,
oh, Johnny's being an idiot.
I
Then
did
who
not.
gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You're like, oh, in hindsight, he did tell me, but I didn't know.
Wait a minute. What movie does Spider-Man die in?
Into
It's the one that's it's the one that's made to look like a comic book.
25 fucking Spider-Man in that movie.
Yeah, and
So you can
and
lose
it's
I
like
know,
at the
but-
beginning. It's like the setup.
But
You're
you
the
don't-
one that
you don't-
said the people die in Up. You were like, oh, they die in Up. You got to see Up.
Yeah,
Same
he's
thing.
right. I felt
Oh, see-
horrible. Like I felt like I did so much damage to our friendship because it's like I don't want to be told, but I just assumed he saw it and he had, and he goes, "Oh, thanks, dickhead." He said the N-word, Andrew, just so you know. Thanks for ruining the movie. Then I
Johnny,
hung
do you
up.
remember
Right.
saying the N-word?
I'll edit this episode if that's cool.
No, I didn't. He didn't.
Uh,
He's the N-word lover.
I feel bad for Andrew. I feel like we went to dinner and Andrew is sitting at the table with an old
Yes.
married couple.
no, I love it. I
Oh,
love it. I'm
we're-
fascinated. I'm
We're airing some laundry.
I'm backing you up, man. I think that's an admirable way to see movies, especially the reviews thing. I think like too often I'm obsessed with like checking reviews before I watch a movie because I think like I don't want to waste
Waste your time.
my time. If it sucks, I would like to know that ahead of time and I could just watch what everyone loves. But then you do think like, well, that's so many times I will see a movie on a plane or something and then it would have gotten bad reviews, but I'm like, I actually love that movie, so it is good to like judge it for yourself.
Well, there's another thing too, is that Johnny and we kind of came together. I think, I don't remember how we became. I remember picking him up at his apartment where he lived, but we both were Apple like fanatics. We would put our stuff in the cart and pretend we're going to buy it, but of course we didn't have the money. And when we both told it one another, I think we bonded over Apple. And then, we were both single, so I don't understand to this day how we maintain our friendship, because there's so many things between him and I that I just go, what are you talking about? I don't even understand what you're saying. And then he'll do the same thing to me. And I think that's probably because our curiosity about, well, why would you do that? And we just go, I'm going to hang around another week. I want to see what else this jackass does.
That's my motivation. I want to see what this jackass does.
Wow.
Johnny loves, this is one thing. So you haven't told him about this is another video. And strangely enough, this third video that he wants to do, I get to keep my clothes on, Andrew. Can I tell him, Johnny, or no?
Sure, I don't
Well,
don't
Johnny-
believe that it'll ever happen. I don't believe it'll ever happen.
Oh no, I'll do it. Whatever. My family and I came out there to LA. I was all prepared, and you're like, oh, dude, I gotta go back home and feed the dogs.
No,
we didn't
we
get to
all
do it.
forgot. That's what it was, right?
No. Oh yeah, you're right. You are right.
We forgot,
Yeah,
and then
we
we're
had
all
so
saying
much-
goodbye. We all saying goodbye, hugging, and then Jason's like, "Oh wait, we never did the video." Okay.
I'll tell him if you want, but because I do think it's funny. So Andrew, here's the premise. Whoops, sorry. Here's the
I thought
premise.
you're about to show your balls.
Yeah.
That's coming after. That's a little
Okay,
later. That's
great.
the extra.
Well, I mean, they're actually
Uncut version.
you are showing them right
Well,
now.
yeah, actually, what am I talking about? I'm looking at a picture of him this entire time.
I love how you. I
Spoiler
love. This is
alert.
another thing I love about comics. This is another thing I love about comics. We're so desensitized. you. I
I'm
clicked
trying
on
to think.
no reaction whatsoever. Nothing. Just like,
Well-
hey, Jason, what's up?
Yeah, I
I get out of-
honestly was suspending disbelief for a while because I did notice the picture, but until you confirmed they were balls, I was just trying to think of all the other things they might be. I was like,
And what went through your head? What were your options?
I remember in like JV basketball, the red like sack for basketballs, the tightly woven red. I was like that. And maybe
Red.
just had yeah, and red is the predominant color from here. I don't know if it's the white balance on the zoom.
No, it's
red.
red. I've seen it in HD.
Okay, yeah.
I got a red tone to me. Oh, so this is another thing. I have what I was gonna get carried away. You guys have no idea. We'll do it in the next show. But I have made that sack into everything. The Beatles, a lowrider guy, everything you can think of. A biker, clown. And I would send these to Johnny. Johnny got so sick of it. This is what Johnny, this is how you know your friend is like, yes, Jason, the joke is over. And this is what I'm going to do every time you send it to me. He would just send me a big, hairy, nasty, slimy piece of shit in the toilet every time I would send him. And I mean so bad, Andrew, that I would gag. Like, he should go to the doctor. I've never seen things this big come out of a body. And it's all attached, still attached. Not like broken up like normal people. No, Sasquatch just bends down and out comes the log, and he would send it to me, and I'd go, I think I should stop sending my balls to Johnny.
Well, I don't know where to start.
Thoughts, Andrew? Thoughts?
I have lots. Okay. One, you can make your balls the Beatles. Is like,
yes,
that's impressive. And also, though, kind of counteracts your wife's claim that your ball sack is actually tighter than it appears. Because if you got enough, elasticity to create 4 band members, I would say you're working with a pretty loose scrotum.
Here's the thing I like. Jason.
Wait, who is that? It just showed.
It's just a trucker. It's your local.
It's
local
a trucker.
Friendly
Your
trucker.
balls is a trucker. Okay.
See, Jason's telling his stories. I can make him into the Beatles, and I know what he's saying because I know he's thinking it, but he's not clarifying. And I keep wanting to interrupt, like, oh, he uses the little, PixArt, and he uses,
like you Snapchat.
Yeah, he adds little pictures and eyes.
I see.
But I just thought it was funnier to watch.
There you go.
That's right,
Paul.
So, I would send these to him, and to me, it's, guys, the more you do something when your buddy doesn't like it, it's funny. And I think poor Johnny, and I really do say, I never told him, poor Johnny was like, I need him to stop sending his balls to me. What can I know? And that's what, and that was the end of it. I stopped sending my balls to Johnny.
Where there's a will, there's a way. That's the moral of that story.
Johnny, could you make your big turds into the Beatles?
All right, so are you guys ready for my second?
Yes.
Second one?
Yeah. Go for it.
Well,
I think we're off the hook this week, Andrew, for ours.
This is gonna be a 2-parter.
I think I'm going to move the last one up to the second and save the good one for the last one because that's always a favorite. So I just had this conversation with a very funny comedian that lives here in Fort Worth from Oklahoma, Jonna. I can't never remember her last name. Jonna. And I
that sounds made up, but go on.
I'm almost sure that cannot be right.
No, it is.
Is it really John again?
Yeah. So
Fakey McFake name.
No, I swear you son of a... I'm telling you.
I believe there's a J somewhere in her name.
Yeah, I believe her name's Jonna. That came out confidently.
No, see, this is how I have to display her name because that's how I have to remember people. Jonna from
Oklahoma. Oklahoma
well,
City.
that's where I knew her from when I first met her.
Yeah,
so
but that doesn't prove
that doesn't say Jonna.
She told me that I'm quite irritated. I don't want to make this, dramatic, but I'm quite irritated how men, we all come from a woman and the whole world gets out of their mother, grows up, and then passes laws and demeans women and covers them up, and you can't vote, you can't drive, you can't do this. So
I changed some of those, I think.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, we're a couple years, and
Yeah.
so one of I had to change my name to my father's name. So my stage name is Jason Russell. I won't say my real, but I changed it 3 years ago. And I had promised my father when, we were driving him to chemo that I would change my name, and he got all excited. And I just always thought, why is he, I didn't think it would matter that much. Of course it would matter. He's, I'm taking his name and passing it on to my children. So until I had my name changed and I had everything turned off, I was like, oh my God, I do feel better. I feel like complete now. I have my father's name. And then I started thinking about how women give up their name. And I think it's ridiculous how a woman just like, she hears this beautiful flower, this beautiful entity, and she goes out into the world, she finds a man, as all of us did. Our women found us. And then we kind of punch them in the face, like, hey, you want to get married? Yeah. Well, you got to take your name. You got to lose some of your identity. And so I'm telling you, honestly, I protested and I fought for me to take my wife's last name. She was having no part of it. There's a little story that I can't really say, but she's done with her. She wanted to get rid of her last name, not because of her dad, but there's something else that if I told you, I would be divorced tomorrow. It's just a little thing that is, she was made fun of in school. So she's been looking forward to having her last name changed. So that was not happening. So I actually asked Johnny's wife, I don't know if he knows this, because I don't know if you know that you've met Aaron, right? Andrew?
Yes.
Johnny, you've met Aaron, right?
Which one is she?
Yeah. She is, I honestly 100% believe, if Johnny and I weren't friends, like I could have been friends with her first. She's just a very cool person, very sarcastic, very funny.
Yes, I agree. She's been on the podcast, and she was great, and we've met in person, and she's awesome.
So I thought, what better person to ask? She's a liberal. She has a mind. She thinks. She's a thinker. She has opinions. So I wanted to reach out because one day it was bothering me. I was like, God, I'd asked a couple women. Aaron was one of them. And I said, can I ask you a question? I said, can you tell me, did it bother you at all that you gave up your last name? Not thinking that she would ever thought about it. She goes, yeah, I have thought about that. I wish I would have thought about it more before I married him. And then I was like, I'm going to go. Don't tell him that I called you by or talked to you. So that is one of my things.
That's the end of the story right there. That's it.
He just dropped the bomb on the.
And then you're going to tiptoe out.
And I'm out.
I thought it would just be a thing like, well, I never thought about that. Yeah, Jason. She actually goes, yeah, I just thought about it Tuesday. Why didn't I think of it before I married this? Bleep, bleep, you rang. So that's what my thing is I believe women. What's
Women?
going on? Hang on. Women should not have to give up their name should they not want to. And this Jonna, we're talking yesterday, and I said, she goes, well, I still have my name, and she's married. And I go, what? She goes, I still have my name. And I go, so you didn't take? She goes, no. His last name is Ford. She goes, who's Jonna Ford? I don't know who she is. And I was just blown away that there's actually a person out there that said, no, I'm not giving up my name. And I think and my wife hates when I use this. She goes, because I say brainwash a lot. And to me, it's like when you told someone that they have to think this way, whether it's good or bad, you're brainwashing it. But okay, brainwashing is a negative thing. But we're raised to believe, oh, the woman takes your name. Well, no, she doesn't have to take your name. And this shouldn't be a thing. Women should grow up and think, hey, if I want to take his name, I'll take his name. If I don't want to, there shouldn't be any problem with that. And right. I want to give that option to my daughter. I want to let her know. And I'm not going to be offended, not going to be crying like, yeah. And then Johnny even brought this up. She goes, what does the father do? She walks her daughter down the aisle, and she gives her away. It's like, here's my piece of property. Now you own her. And I was like, wow, that's powerful. So that's my second one, where I think it's okay for women to keep their name.
I think it's great that Jonna kept her name and that you didn't remember what that name was.
that's very special to her, whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever.
Who gives a
Jonna,
shit?
Jonna, 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 Jonna,
Jonna,
Jonna, Jonnigan.
Oh, I gotta go.
No, no. I'm gonna back you up again. Oh, he really did leave.
Huh.
Jason, come back.
Yeah, please put your head in front of your
Okay.
balls.
No, I'm gonna back you up, Jason. Of course, women. You know, I think it's more common now too. My wife kept her last name. We got married, and she didn't change her last name. Yes.
Can you go bring her on camera?
What's that?
Can you bring her on camera? I want to talk to her.
I could. She's upstairs, and no, but she's been on the podcast before. I don't know. We might have talked. Johnny, did we talk about this already before or not? I don't remember.
Not on the podcast. I mean, we have talked,
Yeah.
but not on the podcast.
No, she kept her name, and a lot. You know, I think it was important to her, but also like it's kind of a hassle to change it. You know, there's a lot of like paperwork
is.
and credit cards and DMV, all
Oh,
that stuff.
you want-
So
You want to know what kind of hassle it is for me? I have now 4 times, 2 times drove away. No, 5 times. 2 times drove away, 3 times flew home with a check made out to Jason Russell. Well, there's no Jason Russell anymore. And it caused a lot of, so I'm going to actually take Johnny's advice on something so that even they actually can make it out to Jason Russell and I don't have to worry about. Because, you know, you're after a show, you're just like, good night. All right, everybody, take care.
yeah, you don't
Walk
look
out
at
and
it. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But yeah, no, I think that's obviously people should have the choice or whatever and be called whatever they want to be called. But for
It's kind of a, I'm kind of setting you guys up. I just realized that because.
Well, no, I
both
totally, I do agree. I mean, I even have it as, because that was one of my topics for the future.
oh
Picking husband's name. So when you start talking about it, I was like, wow, we're on the same page. Because I mean, I was even going to say the same thing in a future episode if I ran dry of good topics and I had to use that stupid one. So no, but I totally agree. And I agree with Andrew. Like, I don't think it's as prevalent as it, I think it's kind of going away, you know? Oh, do it.
Well, I just don't, with women all around. It's, you know, Johnny knows that I am quite emotional and I can get quite political. I just feel it's just a very strange thing for me that we all live in our mother's bodies for 9 months. And if it wasn't for whether that woman took care of herself greatly or not, you're here, you have all your legs and your fingers and your eyes and all that. And then as men, we grow up and we start to treat women like they're second-class citizens. Still to this day, you know, women are not paid equally. So I just find it to be like, we wouldn't, none of us, nothing would be here. Anything that you see in the background of us, everything you see next to the air and the trees, those aren't, you know, it was made by a man or a woman.
Are you referring to the fleshlight? Everything in our background wouldn't be here because there wouldn't be vaginas to mold off of your fleshlight.
What are you talking about? I don't see anything. We had a fun.
I'm gonna isolate this. I'm gonna isolate this pro-woman rant with the fleshlight behind him.
The fleshlight, this feminism rant is not gonna go viral with a picture of your balls right behind your head. It's just no way. They're gonna have to change that.
I did not get to clean up. It was a wild night. I'm in my bedroom. I did not get to clean up last night. So this is what we use to. You guys know you're married a while. You gotta.
Okay, but yes, Johnny. Now, Johnny, if it was not because Aaron took your last name, but you don't strike me as the type of guy where it would be like a big deal for you, for her to take your last name.
No.
Yeah, it was just kind of like the thing to do or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I like it. I like it. I'm flattered, but I also do feel like I got in right under the wire because, like, if we had met 3 years later, I feel like
the trend would have moved far enough away, and then
and I wouldn't.
So, but why, Andrew? Why did your wife? What was her reasoning?
I think she just wanted to be. Her last name is Hayward, and she's the only Hayward of her because her brother has a different father, so she's the only Hayward from her dad. And so I think it was just kind of like important to her to stay at Hayward, you know. And then, but I do think there is something to the fact too that it's like, man, it's like a big hassle to change it. You know, it's like you got to do a lot of stuff to change your name. And also, we didn't get married, you know, like when we were 22 or something. When it's like you're still forming, you know, we got married later. So I think when you're more set and you've lived, like you said, you've lived a longer life as, you know, that name
As a Jonna again.
as a Jonna that
You know what's sad about that is that my wife, we had her and her husband over for Thanksgiving one, and I kept calling her. I could not get my mind couldn't figure out, so I would call her Jonah because her name is spelled Jonna, and I would call her Jonah, and she goes,
"You have it
that's
as
nice,
Jonna
Jason,
in
Jonna.
your phone."
She goes, yeah, I know exactly. No, that's how it's spelled.
You just said it was
That's how it's spelled,
Jonna.
That's how it's spelled. But I would call her Jonah for whatever reason. My eye and my mind would go, that's Jonah. And she'd go, that's cute, Jason, but my name is Jonna. And my wife, like, she gets embarrassed for me, I think more herself. Like, yeah, I'm married to that idiot. He can't even, you know, how long you've been friends with her longer than me. And I know her. So I think my wife had to say, she goes, just think of it, say to yourself, John, and then just go, and I went, oh, Jonna, yeah. And ever since I've gotten it right. But so I always had problems with her name, but
well,
it's
yeah.
a crazy world there, Drew.
No, I think both you're getting backup from us, and yeah, like people want to keep their last names. It makes sense to me.
But Andrew, I realized when I said that and I looked at your two faces that I instantly put you guys in a hot seat because who's the guy that's going to come on the podcast and goes, no, the woman needs to take my name. God, you know, that right away makes him look like an idiot.
But there are people out there who probably still think that way, you know, who think it's.
And like, I think, well, you'll find out in the next one, and I'm glad I saved it for the last. That, you know, I don't go with the flow. I clearly am not your typical. I'm not your typical guy. I'm not your typical thinker, which I think is good for comedy. Definitely for comedy. You know, you want to go. It doesn't look right to me. Why are you doing that?
I disagree. I disagree. I think most men would have a picture of their scrotum, another man's ass, and a fleshlight in the background.
That's
you
right
keep saying it's literally a flashlight. What is wrong with you? It's just a different.
Okay, so what's your last?
Would those work in a like? I've never had a flashlight. Would those work in a emergency situation? Like if your power goes out, does it actually operate as a light?
Absolutely not, Andrew.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It has got one purpose. And may I say this to the men out there who have always thought, should I? Yes. It works so good. You know what? I don't want to talk about this, Andrew.
Wait, is yours the vagina, the butthole, or the mouth?
Both. I'm not going to show you. We'll do that off air. That'll be in the extra.
Let's get to the final.
All right, what's the final topic? Before this turns into a 4-part episode.
So this is a doozy. Now, I've always told Johnny, anybody who knows me knows I'm not joking whatsoever. I'll call my wife in here. She will attest to it. Johnny's heard it millions of times. I like a woman who is au naturel. And what I mean is she does not shave her armpits. She does not shave her legs. She does not shave anything. I love a woman who is. Now, I know right away every man is like, well, means you're one of them homos. All right. I tried to write jokes about it, but I haven't quite figured it out. But I was like, you got to be prepared for some idiot in the audience going, what? Because you're gay. And my reply to any man that would say that, so I'm gay because I like what comes on a woman. You're not weird because you make the woman take that off. No, I am 100% just liking what both your beautiful women, if they didn't shave, would be hairier than Johnny's chin. And that's just a fact. There's nothing any of you men can do about that. And again, from young age, we've been taught, you know, my mom shaved, my aunt shaved, my sister shaved, everybody shaved. So as a man, you just go, oh, that's okay. You don't even know why there's a race.
Right? Like it's what you become. It's what you become. You expect. You come to expect, and then it just becomes normal, and that's why people are attracted to. You know what I mean? Because it gets put in front of you all the time. But I will say, I noticed that the fleshlight behind you suspiciously hairless.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow. Explain that.
Hypocrite alert, honk your novelty horn.
That's because
there we go.
That's because there's an ordinance here in my county that you can't actually have the hair on it because it holds more germs. So we'll put all that in the extra. But no, that's a very serious. So Andrew, this is like I will tell this. I've told this on air. You know, I've done TV shows where I've said this, and I've asked the producer. I was like, okay, can I? She's like, oh yeah, it's going to be good. I can't wait to see the host's face. So I've learned to say it in a very clean way. But it's a very simple thing for me that I like what comes on a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. You go into Europe, that's a normal thing. In fact, you grow up in Europe, and your wife, your daughter, I mean your mom, your sister, their hair is just underneath your arms. Now they look at us like, why are you guys making your wives look like 14-year-old girls? Something's wrong with you freaks. So this is one of my fantasies. And I'm telling you, if I ever get to do this.
That was not what I thought was coming next. So anyway, this is my fantasy.
This is one, Andrew, that I hope and pray. I don't know how it's going to happen. It would actually have to have my wife give me the go-ahead card, the hall pass. So I would like to be at not like that. I would like to be at a water park. Okay, water park, beautiful day, sunny day, kids and grandmas and uncles and nieces all just or stand in line at a ride. And Jason walks up with one of the hairiest women that you would ever see in your entire life. And I'm talking, it's exploding from everywhere, right? What would just be so giddy to me is watching everybody, not, like if somebody sees somebody with half a head, 2 or 3 people are going to just be like, oh, I wonder how they standing up. Other people are going to have, decorum and like, don't look over there, honey, but everyone on that day is going to be looking and trying to figure out why and then that's another part of the fan. I just want to be hanging on her. Like, she's my girl, just kissing her and, holding her and hugging her, nothing vulgar, just so that the kids' minds, everybody's minds be like, what am I looking at? Why am I seeing this? Some maybe even get out of line and just like, I can't have my kids near this. I don't know what I'm seeing. That's one of my ongoing fantasies that I hope my wife has.
So you think that women should grow out their hair? It's natural. It's wrong. And your fantasy is to treat one like a circus sideshow trick just so that you get the attention of hanging out next to it.
What?
Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah. I did not say it. What the hell was that?
Well, wait a minute. Listen. So your wife, I take it then, does shave then because she doesn't work in this fantasy at the water park.
That's right.
Oh, Andrew, so correct. You would be. This. You're a married man. You. These young men listening to this right now. I know you think I want to find a woman that does everything that I want to do, and she's gonna love this and I'm sorry to tell you, my friend, you will maybe get one thing that you want that woman to do, and that will probably go away after years. And you will kick your feet, you will argue, and she just looks at you like, I had 2 humans come out of my body, moron.
It is so tragic though that you're right. Where you're probably at least in the United States, like you said, Europe's different, but you're probably in the minority as far as
Whoa,
wanting.
whoa, whoa, Andrew! What the?
Whoa, wait a minute. What did I say? Play it again. I don't think people heard.
What is that? A police siren? That was
Yeah.
that's less effective as the horn.
It goes way too long too. Jesus. No, I know what you're saying. I'm in the minority.
No.
Go
But
ahead.
you're in the minority when it comes to wanting women not to shave any part of their body.
Yeah.
But yet you're married. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's it's fate. You're with your wife because you guys are supposed to be together. But it is funny that like there's probably women out there who don't want to shave but are with men who wish they would. You know what I'm saying?
I'm stuck with a woman that I'm stuck with a woman that it doesn't matter how much I tell her, you don't have to shave. You don't have to shave anything. She just looks at me like how an adult looks at a child when they know they're going to hurt themselves, and they've dealt with this kid hurting himself so long that they have no interest in saving themselves from hurting because they know they need to get hurt that 10th time before the kid goes, I'm going to stop doing it. That's how she looks at me when I start to talk to her and try to convince her. Like, honey, just think about it. You don't have to shave. You don't have to, and she just quiet. And like, I think she thinks that I think she's going to say something and she never does. And I go, are you listening? She'll just go. And then just keep, it's not going to happen. She's never going to let the things grow. She was raised by hippies. So and I'm not joking there. She was literally raised by hippies. And you would think, nope, no chance, no way. She has hippie instincts, but she's not a hippie. She's clearly.
I want to back you up, Jason, but I will say I think I must be one of those people who were influenced by what you see on TV or in popular culture or whatever, because it is more attractive to me when there isn't hair under the armpits and stuff like that. I don't know.
Johnny,
that's just I just being honest.
Well, see, now I'm on Team Andrew, where I don't like hairy armpits on women. But I will say, Jason is true. He'll send me the most hairy pictures. He'll just text him and be like, "Oh my God, this is the hottest thing." Like, okay, I know you've told me that. Why? I have sent Jason a picture of my armpit, zoomed like really close, and then gotten the response, I am so hard right now. So just so you know.
Which is a weird response anyway, because
no.
I just said that I prefer a woman's armpit shaved, But
Right.
if you sent me a bare shaven armpit of a woman, that's not gonna get the job done for me, That's
Well, you're not Jason Russell, so
No. Listen, Andrew, you know Johnny long enough. That is not at all what I say. I immediately have my pants off, and I'm trying to get him to send me a video. Hold and release.
oh boy.
So I want to show
how...
you one of the. I know,
okay.
Andrew. I know you're like, well, Jason, could you show us? You've been so good with the show and tell up to this point. Could you show us? So I am looking for one of the pictures that I have sent Johnny, just to, because I want, it's not just me liking it. I want to bring people over, and I don't think I've met one guy yet that is like, yeah, I'm with you. That's and I'm not weird. I would love for, I don't know if we could do a follow-up. I wish this was live, because I would love to take calls right now. Like, let me tell you something about yourself. You're one of those freaks, man, and you like dudes. Dudes have hair on their ass. No, I like what comes on a woman. So you can't argue with that. Your woman is hairy. Take away those pink little daisy razors for a week and watch your Gia-Pet grow, and then you tell me.
I'm sorry. Are you mad at me and Andrew? What's going on?
What do we do? I think we were very diplomatic. Well, I'll
No,
back you up in the sense that I think, that's great. It's like the movies, right? You're not waiting for the reviews. You're not letting other people tell you what you should be attracted to. You're not letting other people tell you what movies you should like. You want to know for yourself, and you have conviction. So I think that's great.
Yeah, you know what you
I
like.
see. No, yeah. Yes, I know what I'm trying to find the video, and not the video, one of the photos that I sent. I always show guys.
I like that in
women.
this day and age, it is with Google and everything, it is this difficult to find. I feel like if you
A hairy woman,
it's gonna come up pretty quick.
No, I should put these in a folder because I literally have 34,886 photos in my favorite. Well, this is actually not real. This is actually made for women to wear so they don't get attacked. No lie, these are stockings. These are stockings.
Oh,
but when
so
I first
for those of you listening at home, he's showing us a picture of stuff like fishnet stockings,
legs.
but instead of it's got hair all over them, like you said, to protect them from being attacked because if a man sees the hairy legs.
Yeah, he's showing us
Yeah,
a
the
disgusting picture of women with hairy legs. Ugh.
The idea is here. I'm sure my woman won't get mad if those are my woman's legs. Bare is a baby's bottom. Thank you very much.
Ugh.
Penny, I just showed your legs. We're live on the air.
We're live. Let's take a call.
Yeah, Jason, do you still not understand we're not live?
This is all being recorded.
I thought this was live. You guys told Johnny, said, hey, you want to do a live podcast? And I said, sure. I can't find it, darn it, Andrew. I wanted to show you so bad.
I believe you. And Jason, we got to wrap this up. But what do you have anything you want to promote? Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, what do you want to plug?
Besides,
no pun intended. Yeah, I would like to promote my special that I was so.
Jason did a dry bar.
Oh, there you go. Beige Frosty. So, where can they find
Frosty? You download the Dry Bar app for free, and you download the or you can watch it.
I just
for
realized.
free,
For all of you clean comedy fans out there, go ahead and download Beige Frosty special.
No, Jesus! I'm sure
Big cross promotion here.
Dry Bar is gonna love this. Well, thank you so much.
I was lucky to do a Dry Bar, and it went well.
Oh, I'm sure.
We had a cool backdrop. Anyways, and you download Dry Bar Comedy, and then you look for Jason Russell, Beige Frosty. That's where you'll find me.
All right.
This was fun,
and then
guys.
Look for Breakfast Stealer and the Flamingo special.
Yeah. We can get those sweet.
Did you do it, Andrew? Did you do a Dry Bar?
Yes, I did. And
we all did a Dry Bar.
We all did it, and we all forsake
Did you like
any clean comedy reputation.
Yes.
Jesus. Just so you know, I didn't swear at all, and I tried.
Wow, yeah, you kept it clean. That was great. Thank you, Jason. Really
That's what people are looking
that.
for.
I can
Hey,
click,
when you talk about hairy vaginas, make sure you don't use the F word.
I can click. This is made for kids on the YouTube link now. So thank you for doing
tell
that.
me this, Andrew. When you did yours, were you happy with your backdrop?
You know what's funny? That was a big. I did mine a long time ago now, and that was a big sticking point. Everybody was kind of telling me like, "Hey, they're gonna do some busy backgrounds. Like they really try too hard, and they do a bunch of crap back there, and you want it simpler. So say something before you get there that you would, use an excuse, whatever you can think of, but say you'd prefer as simple as possible. But so I did that, and so mine was." It was me and one other guy. We shared one, and it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, mine was. I was told the exact same thing, and I got there. You got to do all the pre-tape stuff, and I was like, "Oh!" And in fact, the suit that I brought to wear, I knew it. I brought 3 suits, and I knew that the one that I really wanted to wear was the one that was going to work the best. I had a purple background and I had a gray suit on. So, yeah. But I hate that. You know how they all, again, back to the photo. Hey, just be free. Do what you want. And I will do something stupid like this. And then that's the one they use for the poster.
Oh, yeah.
You have no say.
Yeah, of course.
When I won, the first contest I ever won was Funniest Person in Wisconsin contest. And the club had this plaque that they were going to continue putting, the winners on. And it was shaped in the piece of wood, just a plaque. And the guy goes again. And now I know I'm going to listen and do what I'm going to have some poses. So he goes, just do anything, man. Just be funny. Just be funny. Because this is going in the local Madison paper, the city that Johnny lives in. And for one of them, I put the plaque in front of my face. Well, Andrew, which one do you think they used for the publication? The one where it was covering my face. My mom, everybody's like, is this a joke? I go, no, this is the paper. So I called
the old Monsters Inc. bit.
I called the paper. I called the editor. I talked, listen, can I just ask why of all pictures you guys, he's like, well, we were all standing around and we were looking at the pictures and everybody got a good laugh out of that one. And I went, yeah, but it doesn't show my face. It's the first contest I ever won. And I'm actually in a paper for the first time. And he goes, oh man, yeah, you're right. It was just so funny to us. I was like, yeah, well, could you? And he goes, oh, dude, you know what? We'll do a follow-up story. We'll put your picture. And they did. They were really sweet about it. But so to the other comics out there, when you're with a photographer and you don't have any way of, you don't have any say of what they're going to use for the poster. You just stand in that green screen upstairs. I'm sure you guys had to. And then they just go, do some poses. And it's not that I hate that one, but it's like, well, I did some other cool stuff. I wish.
No, but it is just to bring it all around to where we started. There's nothing worse than when a photographer tells you to loosen up or try something new, and it's just like I said, it's just
you tighten up more.
Smile. You have one look. I have one look now. I have one smile. I have one picture taken face. That's it. I either do it good or I don't do it good. But there's nothing else.
Love it or leave it, baby.
Love it or leave it. That's it. All right. That's it.
We got to wrap it up.
We got to get it out of here.
Leave a 5-star review. And
leave a 5-star review.
Conquer your topic.
And thanks, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.